Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday. Meteorologist Aaron White here. Thanks for joining us here for another edition of our 10 Weather Impact Show. And we are tracking some pretty cool conditions out there here today. It's been temperatures below freezing this morning. We're barely getting up to near 50 this afternoon, but we are going to make some progress as we continue on through the forecast. We'll get up into the 70s tomorrow. We got 80s back in the forecast. And we're also tracking some chances for some showers and storms as we look ahead to the weekend. But at least for the time being, we got some clear skies out there, a few scattered clouds across the area, but we are tracking some more chilly temperatures as we head into tonight. As we look ahead to our 10 weather impact forecast, we are likely going to see some frost and freeze once again. Not everyone's going to be dipping down to near freezing, but we all will be at least into the mid-30s. So some patchy frost for areas in western and central parts of Ohio. The further east you are, the likely the colder the temperatures are going to be, dipping into the upper 20s to lower 30s. But we quickly warm up here tomorrow. We're tracking some sunshine. We'll get strong southerly winds, and that's going to help to warm us up into the 70s as we go through tomorrow afternoon, and we'll keep 70s in the forecast even into Wednesday. However, we are tracking our next smaller system coming in, and that's going to arrive tomorrow night, and it will bring some rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder here across central Ohio. That's going into the overnight hours tomorrow night into early Wednesday, and then we won't see any chances for showers and storms until we get towards Friday on into the weekend. And right now, best chance for showers and storms is likely going to be as we look ahead to Saturday, just of course like we just had this past weekend. Meanwhile, the next couple of mornings, if you want to check this out, comet Pan-STARRS is still barely visible in the early morning sky. It's barely visible to the naked eye right now. It's kind of faint, a little fuzzy, but if you have a pair of binoculars, a smart telescope, anything like that, you're likely still going to be able to see it. Problem that we're getting to now is it's getting so close to the horizon. If you look off towards the east, it's barely above the horizon. Your window to see it is going to be between about 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And then once we get closer to, I would say around April 24th and more so the 25th, that's the time when it's not going to be visible at all here in the northern hemisphere. It's going to be more visible in the southern hemisphere starting April 25th all the way into early May. So unless you want to book a trip, well, chances of seeing it are really going to be prime the next couple of mornings. And we are tracking fairly clear skies as we head into tomorrow morning. There will be some scattered clouds, but I think we'll have enough breaks that you may at least have a chance of seeing the comet. Again, if you want to wake up early enough here, again, 5:30 to 6 a.m., so likely waking up early to get away from some city lights and find a good spot to be able to see that. They're almost due east there in the eastern horizon. Now, as we talk about our forecast, we are also talking about those warmer temperatures coming in after today. This is going to be the coldest day of the 7-day forecast, as we got temperatures right now in the mid to upper 40s, a few places into the low 50s already. We got 50 in MacArthur and Circleville, 51 for Jackson, 48 right now in downtown Columbus, but our temperatures are on the rise. And we are still seeing some pretty good sunshine, some scattered clouds billowing up here this afternoon. We're going to continue to see those clear out of here, and we should see some more sunshine as we go through the next few hours. But the overall system that's moving through right now, that was an area of low pressure and a cold front that brought us the rain, a few thunderstorms back over the weekend. It's also producing some snow showers out across parts of upstate New York into northern Pennsylvania. That's all staying away from us, but we have high pressure and control, allowing for the clear skies that we have not just here, but also back towards the west. And this high pressure system is also allowing for the lighter wind that we have today. But notice the overall wind flow. The airflow is out of the north. That's been allowing for that colder air to build in. What's going to happen though overnight tonight into tomorrow, this high pressure system, that's going to slide down to the south and will be situated around here as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So going into tomorrow, the wind is actually going to be switching to the south and west, and that's going to help to pull in all the warmer air that's right now out across parts of the central and southern plains where they have temperatures in the 70s and 80s. So that's going to build our way as we go not just through tomorrow, but right on through the end of the week, because we got mid 70s back in the forecast tomorrow. We have 80s back in the forecast starting Thursday into Friday. And all the warmer temperatures are also helping all the migrations that are happening this spring. As we've already been talking about the last few weeks, the ruby-throated hummingbird that's already been sighted across parts of Ohio. And now there have been a few sightings of the monarch butterflies back here into central and southern Ohio, and likely going to see more of them as we go through the next several days and really through the next few weeks as we start to see some more of these warmer temperatures. Now, not going to see the warm temperatures here tonight. We're looking at clear skies. We'll be dropping down into the 30s once again. As we go into tomorrow, we'll see a few scattered clouds around the area, tracking mostly sunny skies before we see our next system arriving as we head into tomorrow night, early Wednesday morning. This is about 4 o'clock in the morning, watching a line of rain, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder, nothing severe, but there could be some heavy downpours with that as we head into early Wednesday morning. Hopefully this is out of here before the Wednesday morning commute, but we will be watching that as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. Meanwhile, as we look ahead to our 7-day forecast, we're tracking highs again near 76 for tomorrow, so we jump up 40 degrees from 35 to 76, a dramatic jump in temperatures, and the warmth will stick around not just through Tuesday, but Wednesday as well. 75 for a high. Sunshine and 80 for a high here on Thursday, and then we still are in the low 80s on Friday. Now, we are tracking the chance for some thunderstorms coming in later Friday, so we'll be watching that here to wrap up the work week, and then also watching some more showers and storms as we head into the weekend. Right now, looking at highs to be into the lower 70s, but nice to see that we're finally making a switch from the cool temperatures yesterday into today, and then back up into the 70s and 80s as we go through the rest of the week. And now switching to some international news, and this actually coming out of Japan. A massive earthquake earlier today in Japan. This earthquake struck off the northern coast of Japan, and the Meteorological Agency issued a tsunami alert in the region. The quake registered a preliminary magnitude of 7.5 that just occurred off the coast there, and that actually happened around 4:53 p.m. local time at a depth of about 6 miles below the sea surface, the agency said. And they actually, the public television said a tsunami of up to 3 meters could have been possible, and this is actually 15 years since a magnitude 9 earthquake and tsunami back on March 11th of 2011 ravaged parts of northern Japan, caused more than 22,000 deaths, and forced nearly 500,000 people to flee their homes. And now moving back closer to home, and the severe weather threat has been ravaging parts of the country since last week. Cleanup continues this afternoon after parts of the plains and the Great Lakes after tornadoes swept through back on Friday. This is a look at some of the videos showing some of the storms and the damage. You can see some of the tornadoes there in this video. The National Weather Service confirms about 24 tornadoes swept through parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. And with more on the damage left behind, here's Jen Sullivan.
Cleanup is underway in multiple communities after a swath of storms from Texas up to the Great Lakes hit Friday. Several tornadoes were reported.
Something blew through my patio door. It was a pretty good sized chunk of wood. Glass went everywhere.
In northwestern Illinois, this massive EF2 tornado was caught on camera in the town of Lena. Roofs blown off multiple homes.
The magnitude of the disaster was so huge.
Winds up to some 130 miles per hour were reported. The storms tearing down power lines and damaging several buildings.
The storms caused significant damage and multiple residential structure, outbuildings, and agricultural properties.
In Wisconsin, multiple tornadoes were confirmed by the National Weather Service.
Okay, we've got houses down. This is massive.
This is in Ringgold, Wisconsin, an area centrally located in the Badger State, where an EF3 tornado caused extensive damage. The National Weather Service says this type of weather is unusual this early in the year.
Right now we're only in the middle of April. Peak severe weather season is June, July, so we're not even in peak severe weather season yet.
According to the National Weather Service, an average of 1,225 tornadoes occur every year across the country. But last year, there were more than 1,500 tornadoes reported. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
And we got a break this past weekend from the severe weather, but just a few weeks ago, our state got pummeled with strong storms and a lot of hail. And now people in Northeast Ohio are, if you're looking to buy a car, are actually finding some discounts thanks to what's being called a hail sale. This follows this hailstorm that we told you about last week. Our sister station up in Cleveland talked to the general manager of a car dealership who said their vehicles were hit pretty hard by those hailstones and those cars will be repaired. But once they are, they could return to the lot at a deep discount.
We're waiting on the insurance company to come and assess the damage. We'll have a hail company come out, pull all the dents out of the vehicle. They'll look brand new when they're done. And then because of that, we're going to have a hail sale.
And anyone who buys vehicles from this hail sale will have to sign a disclosure waiver acknowledging that prior hail damage. And sticking with hail and severe weather, during the first half of 2025, weather disasters across the U.S. caused more than $100 billion in damage, the most expensive start to any year on record, according to the new research by Climate Central. And 14 disasters each caused at least $1 billion in damage, including hailstorm in Texas. And hail is actually one of the most destructive but least understood weather threats. Ben Tracy with our partners at Climate Central show us how scientists are racing to unlock the secrets of this frozen menace to give us more warning before it strikes.
It's Mother Nature's frozen fury. Chunks of ice raining down like an icy plague.
Let's make our move.
Meteorologist Victor Gensini co-leads Project Ice Chip. He and his team from Northern Illinois University chase supercell thunderstorms.
Step one of the scientific method is to go get observations, and the atmosphere is our laboratory.
What is it like to be in the middle of a severe hailstorm?
It's kind of like being in a car wash, except it sounds like somebody's hitting the hood of your vehicle with a hammer.
With weather balloons and mobile radars, they're gathering rare real-time data to crack the code of hailstorms, which in the U.S. are more costly than tornadoes.
I don't feel like hail gets as much attention, but it causes a lot of damage.
I like to think of tornadoes as the sexy peril. Everybody thinks about tornadoes, Wizard of Oz, right? There was no scene in Wizard of Oz of large hail.
On average, in the past decade, severe hailstorms have hit 7,000 times per year, causing more than $10 billion in damage annually. Part of a dramatic rise in billion-dollar severe storms, according to Climate Central.
Try to keep it at about -8 degrees Fahrenheit in here.
In Boulder, Colorado, inside a lab kept well below freezing, scientists from the Janus Research Group are analyzing nearly 100 hailstones collected by Gensini's team this summer, slicing them open to reveal their history.
It's almost like rings of a tree. Each of the rings show us different growth patterns of the hailstone.
Hail forms when powerful updrafts fling raindrops into icy altitudes. Climate models show a warming atmosphere may be supercharging them.
Future climates that are warmer tend to have stronger updrafts, and we think that means more large hail.
His goal is to better predict not just when hail will strike, but how big it will be.
So hail is not your friend?
No.
Keith Pirtle lives in hail-prone Norman, Oklahoma.
In total, what have you lost to hail damage?
I had to replace a total of 4 roofs and 3 cars.
Including this roof hit by a 2021 hailstorm.
How long did you think your new roof was going to last?
20, 30 years.
And how long did it last?
2 weeks.
Before another storm hit.
So what did your insurance company say?
Basically, if I claim anything else, they're dropping me.
Hail damage is sending insurance premiums soaring, and as cities sprawl, there's more to hit.
Over time, you can grow hailstones like this.
That is massive.
Yeah, and certainly this can cause a lot of damage.
Jeff Snyder is a researcher at NOAA's National Severe Storms Lab. To truly understand hail, he says you have to catch it in the act.
How difficult is it to get a picture of hail as it's falling?
So with this system, not that difficult.
Their secret weapon is a pickup truck tricked out with high-speed 4K cameras and extremely bright LED lights.
We're getting more light out of this panel than we get from the sun.
Wow, more than the sun.
More than the sun.
The system captures hail forming and falling at up to 90 miles per hour.
When you first saw the images, what did you think?
I was amazed.
Beyond the wow factor, the footage is giving scientists critical insights.
How quickly does hail fall? How exactly does it fall?
These answers could help reshape weather models, leading to more accurate forecasts and earlier warnings. For Climate Central, I'm Ben Tracy in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, some pretty wild stuff. And as we even talk about that hail, there was actually a hailstone that actually may have set the state record in Illinois earlier this year. So there's already been some pretty large hail here in 2026. Now, as we talk about some new video into us here at 10 TV, this one actually not quite a tornado, but a dust devil was actually caught on camera ripping across a baseball field in Wake Forest on Saturday afternoon. This phenomenon usually formed under windy, dry weather conditions, and these aren't usually dangerous, but can on occasion cause some minor damage, especially if they impact, cars and other, baseball fields like this. Definitely a delay in that game, but definitely makes for a wild sight. And for anyone there capturing it on video, definitely a wild afternoon there on Saturday. And another video, this one actually for some calmer video out of Belgium. This is showing some violet blue and bluebells were in full bloom this past Tuesday. Tourists were seen gathering in the forest to enjoy the annual flowers. Definitely a nice sight there, lovely sight there as we work our way through the spring season. And of course, we're starting to see some more things bloom here in central Ohio. Of course, we've already had a lot of that here the last few weeks as our temperatures have been really warming up through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Of course, the colder temperatures not really helping things along right now. But we are tracking those warmer temperatures back in the forecast starting tomorrow as we have those highs back up into the 70s. So that'll do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Thank you, of course, for joining us. We'll have more updates coming up later on this afternoon as Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer will be in tracking those warm temperatures in the 70s and 80s and also looking ahead to those chances for showers and storms. So until then, you can catch more news and weather online as always at 10tv.com.